Welcome everybody, Social Power Program Ask the Expert session. I'm so excited. That's my drum roll. I've got Chris Gosnell, one of my Power Tribe mates. And if you are a member of Social Power Program, you know that she is my video expert. And you know what? Every single video that's on my website, where I'm wearing my black blouse, which there's five to eight of them.
There was a good amount, yes.
Yeah, I did those with Chris. And I'll tell you, I have challenges. Chris and I have talked about this, and you've seen it in Power Program before, but I have challenges with video, and I record them all the time, and I actually don't like to watch myself in video.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, if you watch the live session, you'll know I've got some tricks. Like I take some sticky notes and cover them all over my phone so I can't see myself, and or look at engagement, and because I want to stay focused, right? And filled in. And I was taught way back in the day when in video production school that you had to be polished if you're in front of the video camera, and you had to follow your teleprompter and not stumble on words and be so unauthentically you. And so Chris and I are going to talk about how to be authentically you, because almost every single one of you have come to me with like, I'm not doing live video. It's not going to happen. I'm not even going to do video. So you got to do video, my friends. And here's the thing. It is 2019 right now. And I feel that this message is going to be timeless, Chris, because you got to put you in your brand. People have to learn who you are, and they're going to see your inflections, your voice, know your personality behind what you're authentically sharing. And when you don't put yourself out there with all your beautiful flaws, your scars, your messes, and you don't have to lay it all out, but you got to put yourself out there, because it's a time and place right now where people are bombarded with so much content that they've got to be able to take the time to do their own research on you. And how are they going to know really who you are unless you've captured it in video?
And what an amazing opportunity that you get to allow people to get to know you while you're sitting in your pajamas, or they're sitting in their pajamas. Depends on what you're selling, I guess. But let them get to know you and be educated by you and hear your voice and see your face and hear you talking about the problems that they have and the solutions that you offer to those problems. There's not been a time like that except for just belly-to-belly marketing. And I love that opportunity, because it's not only is it a time saver, because you make a video, you put it on Facebook or your website, which you should do all the above, YouTube, and you don't have to make that again. You don't have to have that conversation necessarily again. And people are going to watch that and get educated. They may not call you right away because they may not need your services. But when they do, number one, they're going to recognize that a lot faster because they're educated. They're going to know when they need you a lot faster. Two, they're going to have a lot of their questions answered, or at the very least, they're going to trust you a little bit more to answer those questions and be able to ask them. Not only are they going to call you, but they're going to have a little bit more of a connection to you. That's just an amazing thing with video.
That's, my kids talk about, we do C for connection. Mm-hmm. We'll do C for Chris Gosnell. C.
Oh yeah, I got to do backwards, so it's the right direction. Yeah.
But that's just the thing is that connection piece is how we decide who we're going to do business with, right? So you made such a great point, the belly-to-belly interactions, because all of us network in some way, shape, or form. And yeah, I mean, it's a time saver for sure. It's content. How many times do you sit across from someone at a one-to-one and say the same thing to the same people, just over and 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 over.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, we're machines, right? Like, this is my story. This is how I tell it. But how much impact would you make if anyone in the world could possibly see it? And maybe that overwhelms someone. Maybe that's overwhelming. But who's to say that friend you haven't met yet isn't your best and ideal client?
So true. So very true. And when you give them that chance to get to know you and hear you speak, watch you actually saying the words, get to know your personality instead of the, I'm making video because I have to make video and I'm scared snotless. You know, even that, I mean, come on, it's relatable. And I think that's so much more important than polished. You'll get polished, hopefully not too polished, because then nobody can relate to that. I mean, come on. Who's really got it all together? Really? If you do, I doubt it.
Well, I was telling someone just the other day, she's like, I don't want to do video. And I'm like, listen, here's the thing. You don't have to like it. You just have to do it.
Come on now. And it gets easier. It really does. The classes I teach, the workshop I teach, on purpose, I have you make a video. And the whole purpose of making that video is just so that you get it done.
Did you like grade it and?
Kind of, because we're making it throughout and you get to see your progress. Ooh. But at the end, you're writing an intro video and then you're going to actually film it on your own camera, on your own cell phone.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
It's safe because it's your phone. You know, it's not going anywhere unless you want it to.
Yeah.
And if it sucks, okay, you got it done. You got the first one out of the way.
You can always delete.
Come on now.
I'm saying. So that's one of the things about social media that overwhelms people sometimes is, well, once I put it out there, it's out there. Well, sure, but you can always delete it.
And who really cares? Really, is anyone actually sitting around going, oh my gosh, Chris, look, she didn't have just a lick of makeup on today. Did you see her?
Right.
And if you are going to say that, I don't care. I am not caring. This is a girl who has a pink faux hawk. I don't care.
It's beautiful. Well, that's the thing too. I mean, that's why we create so many different kinds of posts in social media, because no one ever in the history of man is going to see every single post that you're putting out there. They're not going to see every single video that you're doing. So you've got to put out more content, be consistent. It's it is about quantity, because business is not a sprint, it's a marathon, and your relationship takes nurturing and time. So
like, come on, girl. Amen.
Right?
I need a white hanky. Come on, preach.
We don't have any fun ever.
But it's so true. It is relationship. And I was just hearing somebody today talk about that. Whatever I was listening to, podcast or something, you know, all that learning. Learning stuff we do.
We get learned.
We get learned. It's the long haul. It's the relationship. It's the not passing out a business card and why didn't they call me? It's the, how you doing? Who are you? Who's your ideal client? Really getting to know them. Having multiple one-to-ones. Allowing yourself to be known and to be seen. What gets me, okay, this is a fun one. I want to chew on this one for a little bit. Or as our elders would say, put this in your pipe and smoke it. People already know what you look like. They've already seen you. If they've seen you face to face, let's just talk about it. Maybe you're networking, okay? People see you. The 360, they already know what you look like. They know your belly. They know your neck. They know your butt. They know everything. And they don't care. They don't. We're the ones who don't know what we look like. So when we look at ourselves in the way that other people see us, like in a video, we're like, oh my gosh, do I look like that? Yeah, baby, you do. Just get used to it. It's okay.
Right. I don't like how I sound. I don't like how I look. I don't like this. I don't like that. And don't do the I don't likes.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Those people are around you because they like you how you are. And they want to learn from you because they like you how you are.
And they're not sitting around going, oh my gosh, I can't listen to her because, you know, now granted, if you got broccoli sticking out your teeth, that's one thing. But you can do something about that, you know? But nobody's caring about the things that you're caring about. What you were just saying, Holly, they want to know about your business. They want to know what you have for them. What's in it for them? They're really focused more about themselves than they are you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with it. You're focused on you. I'm focused on you. Let's go.
That's so good. What are some tips that you have to kind of break through that mind clutter?
One is very straightforward. Make a lot of video. Text, video to each other. So I do it on my cell phone a lot. It's there's my little girl. I will make video and text it back and forth to my friends. Or Marco Polo is another great one that does that for you, so you're not using your own data to store, things on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
The more you do it, you just get used to looking at yourself. It's a lot easier to deal with. But try, instead of looking at first off like, oh, and she's got this thing with her teeth and what. Don't do that to yourself. It's just not helpful. Remember, no one's running for the hills, baby, because your teeth are crooked. Nobody's doing that because I got a double chin and they're like, oh my gosh, whatever. Nobody. So instead, just look at yourself and find the things that other people are seeing and liking. Like your smile, your eyes, the way that you say things, the mannerisms. What have they commented on that they like about you? Find those things and try to love yourself with that. Like, I love my smile. I love that my eyes disappear because I'm always smiling, and
Yes.
I actually have blue eyes. Just people can't see them very much. But instead of having a problem with that, I've just embraced it. That's who I am. And so, number one, get used to looking at yourself on video. So make a lot of video. Send it to your friends and family. Use Marco Polo for texting, video texting back and forth. Just get used to it a lot. Two, if you just can't hack it, do Holly's trick, because I think it's great. Take a sticky, when you've got your cell phone up and you're making video, put a sticky note right over it so that you cannot see yourself and you have to look in the lens. By the way, right there is the lens. Right
what?
There.
It's not where the circle is?
No. Look at the lens, because that's making eye contact versus, hey, how's it going?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah, you know what? And I'm going to show you guys right now. So I'm looking at the lens, and here I'm actually looking at the video of Chris. So you see how different it looks when that's why it's so important, because you want people to feel like you're talking to them and not talking away from them, right?
So true. I mean, it's when you're making eye contact, they're making eye contact back with you.
Yes. I'm
purposefully looking at the lens on my little webcam here to do this versus, yeah, Holly, how's it going? Yeah. And you're just like, stop, I'm up here.
Hello.
Up here.
like we have the same, as females have the saying of like, my eyes are up here, not down here.
So true. I'm so using that.
Yes.
And let's talk a little bit more about teleprompters, bullet points, scripts.
Ooh. Yeah. So, okay, that's really good. When thinking about the editorial calendar, right? Because we all have one. We've got the days of the week. Some of us have different themes for our weeks, and some of us have different themes for our months. So one of the tricks that I use is I actually have a theme for the month. So like right now, I'm focused on reporting. So I'm talking a lot about reporting online. My tips are about reporting. My videos are about reporting. Keep drilling that in, right? So you can actually take the content, if let's say you wrote one blog and you've got 5 key points, one for each week of the month. And then you could even break that down and say, okay, so this first talking point, this one tip is one video. And in that video, you're going to cover that one topic. You're going to intro it. Well, you can tell us the best way to do it, but this is what I do is I intro it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Then I talk about what I'm going to talk about. I talk about what I'm talking about. Then I summarize what I talked about, and then I have my call to action. So you're reiterating it in a variety of different ways because we all learn things in different ways.
I totally agree with that.
Awesome. Yay, I'm doing it right.
Who
I
would
learned from
imagine
the
that
best.
the social media expert would know what they're doing?
Well, I learned from someone else, Chris Gosnell. Hello. Nudge, nudge. See, I'm nudging you.
I got it. I got the nudge.
You got the nudge.
I think that's another good reason for a Post-it note. I do this all the time. Okay, so I'll set up my camera so that I know that I'm in the screen. So it's not like I don't know where I am or I'm way down here or something weird. You know, yeah.
Here?
Yeah, not like that. I set it up so I know where I am. I'll write my notes on a Post-it. If you can't fit it on a Post-it, you're saying too much.
I love that tip.
You can use that one. Go right ahead.
Fantastic.
I'm going to use that. My eyes are up here.
And I got you. It doesn't fit on the sticky note. It's too many words.
It's too many words. So bullet points. I know what I need to say. And even if I'm talking about one topic, again, if we're networkers, you women is one of the two main that I do, and then BNI. They both work the same way. You have 1 minute to talk about whatever it is that you're talking about. So I think the social media, that's what I tend to say to people, is talk about for 1 minute. One that keeps them short. They really do. It goes from 3 minutes to maybe a minute and a half. They're trying for a minute, but okay. It's a lot more condensed. So put your bullet points. What am I going to mention about this subject? It's 1, 2, 3. Boom. And then I stick it on that sticky note right here. So when I'm looking at my notes, so let's say, for instance, this is my phone. I'll look at my note real quick and write back to the lens. Talk about what I need to talk about. And I can still see it peripherally. Oh, yeah, that's my next point. And then that's my next point. And there we go. I have it done.
That's perfect. Those are great tips.
Love it.
Wealth of knowledge. So it kind of takes the overwhelm off, of like, okay, so I don't have to watch myself. I know what I'm going to say because it's just my sales manager moment, my minute, right?
Yes.
It's in front of me, so I'm not going to lose track. And so what if I do? What if I lose track?
Take a breath. Try to get back on track. Again, this is about being relatable while you're giving information. It happens all the time. Lord knows it happens because I can be on track and then all of a sudden I'm thinking, did I change over the laundry? What did she say? Oh, crap. What was it? It happens. It totally happens. So I have to think for a second and be like, there we go. And I just smile. I try not to make a big deal out of it. It happens. It happens to all of us. Do I cut it out of the video? If it was horrible, maybe. But if I'm doing live video, nah, I'm not even worried about it. It's relatable. People want to relate to you.
Well, no one knows what you're going to say before you say it, right?
Come on now. Come on. And I think it's perfectly fine to pause for a second. Just take a breath, look at your note, look right back and keep going. It saves the rambling. You ever listen to those videos where people are like, hi, I'm Chris Gosnell. I'm a digital visibility expert, and I work with headshots and studio and social media and website. Oh, yeah, and I also do. You're like, for the love, take a breath.
Right, because there's things like commas and periods in sentence structure. Mm-hmm. And when we're taught how that works early on, what's one of the very first lessons that they teach you when reading? Like, Sam sat on the mat, period.
Yes.
Pause, start the next sentence. And you don't have to be that slow, right? I mean, but when you think about how I actually find that I tend to talk faster when I'm on the spot, right? Mm-hmm. So how I actually would have a conversation with you, Chris, might be a little bit slower of emotion. And if you just intentionally try to pause and be present in that, you might find that you're actually speaking at a pace that is normal for you, and the adrenaline will start to calm down a little bit, and you will eventually start to feel a little bit more comfortable. And I've heard people tell me before in my videos, you must have felt really comfortable today because that was the perfect pace.
I agree with that completely. Taking that breath and just getting out of your head and connecting with that person. And another one that I'm guilty of, but I'm trying to work on that, is not talking to everybody. Although you're on social media and I'm thinking spread out, I don't care if there are 10 people in one room watching the exact same video on the exact same phone, each person is still one person. And if I'm talking to Holly, I know that other people are going to be watching this video throughout time. But still, I'm talking to Holly. Now, granted, we're talking in the midst of other people that we can imagine in our heads, but I'm just talking to you. That helps calm me down.
Yes.
I'm remembering that I'm talking to a person. And I know you don't care about polish as much. I know that you want to know some answers, and I'm here to give them to you, type of idea. So when I'm making my social media post, I go back to thinking about that person. Who am I doing it for?
Yes.
Hello, how are you today? Not as much of, now this is where I fall down. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Because I'm thinking group again. I'm like, no, person, one person. And take breaths. Oh, for the love, take a breath. Just take a breath and smile. Be like, okay, it's all good. And that brings me to the idea, okay, so teleprompter or script. I can script, but I'm not going to follow the script. Sometimes I need to write it out just to know what I'm trying to say, but I don't need to follow the script. So if I can break that back down even further into bullet points, that serves me better.
Yes.
But sometimes as I'm brainstorming, oh yeah, I want to say this phrase, or this is where I'm going with that thought, it ain't going to come out, not that same way. I mean, granted, if you're a financial advisor or you're trying to make a video that needs to go through compliance and you have to be particular, okay, that's one thing. And I could talk about that. The idea sometimes is to get someone who can edit the video for you. Say what you need to say, one sentence at a time. And this is what I'll do. So, see, I've got my notes here. And I will have a sentence I need to say. I will say it out loud, a few times. Say it over and over. Look at the camera, take a breath and say it. If I didn't say it well, try it again. Again, if you have to be particular, like people have to go through compliance before they put videos out. I work with clients like that. I get it. Because compliance sometimes won't, some people or some companies are very helpful and just say, you know what, this piece needs to come out, or maybe you can add these words to a screen. And then some just go, no, that doesn't work, sorry.
That's not helpful.
No, it's not. But it happens. And it makes me angry. And that's a whole nother point. Makes me angry for my client. Because I'm like, you spent money. You did good job. We made a great video. And they're not even telling you what you could. Anyway.
It's not fair.
Breathing. So, but it's the idea. Some people will get so nervous. They're like, read. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Look at the camera for a sec. Remember who you're talking to and say what you need to say.
Yes.
And if it works, it works. If you want to say it again, just say it again. Just you need some editing, to take the right takes out. And those are those ideas. Teleprompter. I have not seen this work well. Have you ever seen it work well?
I have a teleprompted video.
And how did that work for you?
I would like for you to watch it sometime.
Okay.
The objective of it was to target corporate in a very specific way. And it took us about, it was a green screen room so that we could have some digital stuff on one side. And, I got in a car accident once and I straightened my legs in the car accident, and my legs and my back were so sore afterward, right? Well, it felt like that afterward because I was so straight and firm and my feet hurt because I was in heels, and it felt like I'd gotten in a car accident because my adrenaline was pumped and I was just so, but you could see it. You could see how uncomfortable I was in the video. And, then I sat down and did some sessions with you, and I messed up a lot. You made a really great blooper reel for me, which she doesn't normally do that. But I asked for it special. And just for me. But I messed up. I made weird sounds. I said bad words.
It's all good.
And I mean, there's no judgment, right? And
Nope.
that's the beauty of being able to have somebody go in and edit. So fine, don't do live video, but at least have that conversation. Allow someone to go in and edit and polish it up, come in from different angles. That was the coolest part, because I do live, I'm one directional.
Mm-hmm.
And that experience, we had the camera this way, we had the camera this way, we had the camera this way, the different sounds. And it wasn't an overwhelming experience because I was in a safe place and she made it a safe environment. And that's the thing, is when you're safe, you're comfortable, you're confident, it comes across that way and it's not scripted. And I wouldn't have been able to say in that teleprompted video. And I had to have certain inflections and certain words. And it was a cool experience, not going to lie, but it's not something that fits me.
Well, I mean, how hard is that? Seriously, we're not talking about professional actors here. We're talking about the average solo entrepreneur. That's my client. And you have to read. So read and far enough ahead that you can keep it in mind and say it, while dealing with the anxiety of being on camera. Do I have broccoli in my teeth? Is my hair out of place? What is happening here? Everything is clenching. I have to go to the bathroom. I need to throw up. You have.
And what about if you wear glasses? I can't wear glasses in my videos because there's light and glare. And now I have to read the teleprompter. And how the heck is that going to happen?
And then not only that, okay, every professional person who does video or voiceovers, you have so much inflection. I remember watching a professional voiceover person do this. And he's focused. He's got the microphone right here. He's got his script right in front of him so he can read it. And he's actually keeping time like this. Oh, I'm watching him talk. And this is what he's doing the whole time. And I'm just like, yeah. The average person is not going to be able to do all this. No. And then you get, because they're reading instead of this, they got just slightly off. La, 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 la. And it's never the same. You can say something, it'd be written down and turn around and read it again. Not the same.
Nope.
Not the same delivery at all. There's no personal inflection because, again, I have to get it right. I have to get it perfect. Yeah. People like the president, those people use teleprompters because they are professionals.
This is such good stuff.
Good.
We could probably talk about this all day long. I'm really hoping that these tips help some people, because I know there's some people in the group who are really, really struggling with all of these things we've been talking about. And holy moly, I'm so glad you got to jump on, Chris. This is so good. Thank you for joining.
This is a lot of fun. Thank you. Thank you for providing this platform. This is good.
Yes. Okay, so people, get out there. Just do live video. Do video recorded. Have Chris edit them. It's easy. She did my sizzle reel, and we didn't even do a thing in person except for it was videos from way back and forth. And the thing is, put yourself out there. You're creating content. You're diving into social media because you're wanting to build that relationship with your people, and they're waiting for you.
Yes. They need what you have. You're in business for a reason. Let that show. Let it come out. Let people hear you. Let them get to know you on video, because that's so effective and it's so efficient.
Yes.
You let them get to know you in networking. Let them get to know you in video and talk to you and share your stuff and learn about you. You'll be so surprised how many people, the next time you go to another networking event, will say, "Hey, I saw your video on," or "You talked about this. You know what? I loved that video. I need that." I hear it a lot, and it's awesome. One more question I have for you, Holly, because I know you've been talking about this.
Yes.
Here's the big one. I may not get a lot of comments on my videos. I might get some likes. Some folks I hear will be like, would think that's a complete waste. Nobody's commenting. Nobody's engaging. Well, nobody, the big nobodies.
Yeah.
But yet I hear people saying to me, oh, I saw this. You know what? I loved your thing about headshots. I need to get a new headshot. Or I saw this and I hear about it later. So going back to my question is, what advice would you give people when they're looking at their engagement? Because, of course, everybody's looking at their engagement and their insights.
Yeah, well, right, because reporting is the thing.
Right.
Yeah, there's power in the knowledge that you have with your numbers, because that reach, my friends, is views of your content. So if you do not believe that anybody is seeing your stuff, then you will have the number 0 for reach, and none of you have 0 for reach. Your audience is seeing your content. Whether they let you know is totally random. Chris tagged me in a post and I commented something. I liked it, right? I added it to my timeline, and I didn't have to. I saw the whole bit and I didn't have to like it. I didn't have to comment, but how would she know, right? So there's some social media etiquette with engagement, and you've got to teach your audience how you want them to engage with you in return. So the first person to answer the question in the classroom, the teacher's like, who wants to go first? No one's raising their hand. So you need your tribe of people to start commenting and sharing and ask them to contribute to that. So that way other people won't be scared to also raise their hand and say a few things. But if you're looking at your numbers, you're seeing reach, you're seeing click-throughs, you're seeing likes, and that reach, my friends, is what the real number is. So if you see 175 people reached, that means it did in fact reach 175 people who all either watched a portion of it, saw it on their newsfeed, consumed it in some way, shape, or form.
And on top of that, is it the right idea if, say, for instance, you put out a video, I comment on it, maybe some other people, let's just say from eWomen, comment on it or like it or whatnot.
Yes.
That because we are together in this we have our mutual friends, more people will actually see that because of if we're all in this group and, okay, 3 people together saw, commented, did something with this post, it's going to show more. So you're going to work with the algorithms. Is that the right idea?
Yes, because you are the algorithm. Fact, you control what you see and what other people see. So when you choose to engage with someone's stuff, other people see that. So if Chris has 250 connections and Chris is engaging with my content on my page, her contacts get to see that. Not only that, if we have mutual contacts, that's just increased my credibility with our mutual contacts as well. So when I say you are your algorithm, I ask people all the time, like, do you want to see those political posts? Because you keep commenting on them saying, I don't want to see this crap anymore. Well, so don't say anything. Don't give it an angry face. If you want to see puppies, by goodness, search for puppies in Facebook and start commenting on those, liking those. You're going to see everyone else you're connected to who also likes puppies, because that's what they're talking about. So algorithm, schmalgorithm, it is you, my friend. You want to increase your engagement, start engaging with others of like mind so that your audiences are starting to see that reach and giving you credibility there.
Absolutely. I love it. And the more that I like your videos and share your stuff, the more you're going to be more likely to, hey, who is that Chris? And
Chris, I'll scratch your back.
And more people are going to see it all together. That's just a great thing. Networking with social media. Come on now.
Boom.
Awesome.
Thank you for asking that. It's a very valuable question.
That's something that I hear from my clients all the time. And I am a visibility expert, digital visibility. Part of that expertise is knowing my lane, and it's putting people on camera, whether it be stills or video. And then I know I know enough to go, you need to talk to Holly about this.
Yeah.
You need to talk to, you need to hear from other people, not just one person. One person doesn't have all the answers.
That's correct. You're not one-stop shop for knowledge of everything. I'm not God, right?
True that. I know enough to make me dangerous, just a little bit. It's like I'm a red belt in social media, but I'm not a black belt, not by far.
Technically a black belt and ninja and a lot of stuff. So, and literally a black belt.
Master, thank you very much.
Master.
There's a whole nother idea when you hit master.
So cool. Okay, my friend, thank you so much. Guys, as always, if you have any questions, comment below. I'm actually going to be sharing this in a couple different places, Chris, because it's so good. It deserves the use of tubes.
I was going to say, we should share this all over the place. Good. I'm glad you're gonna.
We're going to do this. And always look up www.socialpowerprogram.com. Chris, would you like to share your website address?
Mine is my name. It's chrisgosnell.com. I'm a CH Chris, and Gosnell is Gosnell. chrisgosnell.com.
Perfect. So always ask the experts if you're looking for information, you're struggling with anything, my friends. Cheers to your success, and let's be awesome online.